Sun Devils, your daily podcast on the Arizona State Sun Devils. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back to the Locked On Sun Devils podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Richie Bradshaw, and I will be your guide for everything Arizona State Sun Devils, joined today by wide receiver Giovanni Sanders. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely. So today we're going to be asking you all sorts of stuff about last season to start things off and then kind of the future of the program. But last year going 3-9, definitely not according to plan. Actually had our head coach, Herm Edwards, fired and had to go to an interim coach. What was the season like, kind of going through all the motions and everything, all the ups and downs?
Definitely a lot. We had to come together as, a team, a family type of thing. And when it comes a lot with that. But even before the season, going back into spring and summer and everything like that, just like there was a lot of changes between the coaches and the players. And we just didn't, we never knew who was going to stay the same. Like it was just, like I said, a whole bunch of changes. So it was good. Like I said, that as a team, we came together, really dove into like the family aspect of it.
Yeah, you talk about all the changes that happened. There was a lot of transfer portal, and obviously the head coach changed. When we had spoken to some of you guys following the Utah game, which was the first game for Shaun Aguano, obviously, a lot of the players, Nessa Jade Silvera was one of the ones who talked about how there was just this change at practice. One of the things they noted was there was music the whole time, and everyone was saying that they felt like they had their best week of practice. What was kind of the change that you noticed when Aguano had taken over?
Yeah, energy to the team. Like Ness said, he had music the whole time I practiced. Those things bring people's energy to practice because you don't gotta only bring your own energy, but there's already music out there. So also, like I said earlier, the whole family thing. He brought on the whole honor thing. I remember when we went on a little team bonding trip to go bowling and things like that. So he helped us in bringing a new life to the program.
Awesome. That is awesome to hear. We'll talk more about Aguano here in just a little bit. Overall, for the team, there definitely was a lot of struggles, but there was a lot of pluses too. At some point in the season, Trenton Bourget was able to take over, and the offense felt like it started to take off. And uncoincidentally, this was when Coach Aguano had kind of taken over the offensive play calling duties. What was it like taking the calls from Aguano moving forward for the remainder of the season when everything felt like it started to click for you guys?
Yeah, with the coach Aguano, we had to get not saying we weren't in shape, but we just had to get used to a lot more running, a lot more no huddle, being ready to catch the defense on their heels after we make big plays and everything like that. And it also opened it up more as in passing the ball a lot more throughout the game.
Gotcha. And how do you feel about your role that you were able to produce last year? There was a lot of competition at wide receiver going into the year. You had yourself, you had Cam Johnson transferring from Vanderbilt. You had Elijah Badger, Andre Johnson, Chad Johnson Jr., and plenty of other guys as well that were competing, but you were able to kind of stand out. How do you feel about what you were able to put together last year?
I appreciate that, but I feel like I had a pretty good year. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hold myself to coming off of 2 years and not really having any live reps and everything like that. It took me a little bit to get up to speed. I feel like I had a pretty a solid year. I'm ready to build off what I did last year. Though I'm not gonna lie in the start and for us to get rocking and everything to get going because, like I said, I hold myself to a pretty high hopes for this upcoming season.
There were some really good games that you stood out in. The Oklahoma State game comes to mind with the 73-yard reception. Obviously, U of A, you went over the century mark and a touchdown. So definitely showed out quite a bit when you were able to get those opportunities. Were the opportunities kind of the reason you decided to come back? Are you excited moving forward about your role with the team?
Part of the reason why. I also like, it feels like it's my first year really having some stability at college. With me coming from Dixie State and RCC, it's nice to feel like not saying RCC wasn't, but it was just like a year stop. But on top of that, there's some coaches here who stay, like, and then the new coaches they brought in, just talking to them and seeing their vision and the energy and everything they brought, like family members and a few close friends. It just helped me a lot and wanted to, see my ability coming up.
Gotcha. All right. Last question here real quick for you, and then we will move on to the next portion of everything. How do you feel moving forward with a new head coach before we jump into all of that? This will be technically the third head coach if we count Shaun Aguano for the interim style. But what are your thoughts heading into a new year with a new coach in your final year?
Yeah. It's definitely like a lot of change again, but you almost have to just get used to it and keep going because nobody really stops for you is going to feel bad. So that like I said earlier, the energy that he brought and everything like that was good. I liked it a lot. I had a good like what he saw me doing, like what he saw in vision for the team. Competition, just things confident in what he had to say, and I feel confident in my abilities going into the spring to see where they see me at. And
all right, real quick, I want to talk to you guys about Built Bar because if you haven't tried them yet, it is the best protein bar on the market. There's tons of new flavors for you guys to try, including cookie dough topper, coconut brownie bar, coconut brownie topper, and more. If you haven't had a Built Bar before, they're literally the best tasting protein bar ever built. They're revolutionizing nutrition as we know it with 100% real chocolate, 17 grams of protein, and shockingly low sugar and calories at just 113 or 130. Sink your teeth into that first bite and it'll change your life forever. There will be a time before you had Built flavors and there will be a magical, wonderful time afterwards. And right now, Built is actually finally in your local Walmart and Sam's Club. They're no longer just an online order. So get your order right now. Go to your nearest Walmart or your nearest Sam's Club and get your box of Built Bars right now. All right, hopping back into this conversation, we're going to move over to the new head coach that we've got coming in, Kenny Dillingham. Just overall thoughts, initial thoughts for Dillingham and the new staff that he's bringing in.
Like I said, they're super energetic. They're younger. They're all over social media and things like that. Everything like that. They're really young, energetic. And giving a lot of effort to see. And on top of that, a lot of them are coming back home or were like transferring to say that. So it seems like to me that they're going to be even hungrier to turn the program around from last year and just.
What is your thoughts so far with the new philosophy that's going to be coming in with Kenny Dillingham? And then, of course, Bo Baldwin, who had some success during his time in the Big Sky conference, will be moving on from Cal Poly as the head coach to be the new offensive coordinator. Have you gotten a chance to look at the playbook at all, or you guys kind of waiting to see until spring practice gets rolling around?
Yeah, at the playbook, yeah. I had a few talks with Coach Baldwin too. I like him a lot. He's a good dude. We talked a little bit about life and just getting to know each other and everything like that. But I appreciate the conversations that I've had with him. Like I said, we haven't really seen the playbook, but we do have a meeting coming up this Sunday, and I'm pretty sure we'll probably get something.
What are your thoughts on Shaun Aguano staying on the staff? Now, I know he's the running backs coach and not the receivers coach, so you won't be able to work with him as much. But knowing what he was able to do to kind of regather the troops and get everyone refocused on the season, which admittedly, when he took over, you guys definitely looked like a much more confident football team. But what does that mean to you to see that Aguano was kept on the staff?
Yeah, it means Coach Aguano's a good guy, regardless of football. He's a good guy to be around. He looks out for you. And like I said, he Ohana and family culture type of thing to our program. But outside of that, in the football, like you say, he's with the running backs now, I'm pretty sure. But he can spread his knowledge really to any that. he was a head coach before for the interim for the rest of the season. So he has some experience, some more like his experience to a pretty younger staff.
Have you had any chance to talk to Rashad Samples, the receivers and the passing game coordinator?
Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to talk to him yet. I plan on talking to him on Sunday.
Gotcha. Sounds good. What is the overall feeling of the culture of the program now that Kenny Dillingham has taken over? What does it feel like we should be getting to know about this new era of Arizona State Sun Devils football?
Yeah, just like I said before that, we're pretty hungry for this upcoming super hard. We're going to be energetic. We're going to be locked in on the details and everything like that. That's going to be the most fun we ever had playing football. So we really just got to lock in for the ride and what we're doing and dive into it, and we're going to be ready for the season.
I was just about to say, I got a chance to speak to Trenton Bourget earlier, and he was telling me that he feels like this is going to be a quick turnaround. This isn't a 2 to 3 year project. What's got you guys feeling that way? Because I assume you probably feel the same way, that we're going to turn this thing around quick.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we're going to be competing this season for the energy everyone brings to the table. I know I keep referring to it, but that's really the big thing with it. Not just the coaches, but a lot of people transferred out. A lot of people transferred in. I've been talking to some of them already because I knew the players who stay there. Like, we all been connected, and we're just ready to go. We're ready to prove the real wrong like we thought. If you really look at it, a lot of the games that we lost were super close games or games that we were in, and it could have clearly went ways, but it just didn't. So it's like I said, just little things you got to lock into, and everyone got to buy into this.
Moving on to kind of the final part of what I want to talk to you about, with spring practice coming up around the corner, what are kind of your personal goals that you have set for yourself with the brand new coaching staff? What do you want to show off in spring ball?
Yeah, I can make plays, regardless of where they put me at, if it's in the slot, if it's outside, if it's on special teams. I want to make plays, and I just want to show them that I deserve a role in their offense, under their eyes. A lot of change with a new head coach coming in for my last year, but I'm confident in my ability, and our conversations that I've had with him and some of the other coaches already. So I'm just ready to go prove myself to them too.
Like you said, there's a lot of transfers that are coming in as well in the wide receiver room. Even though we lost Cameron Johnson to the transfer portal, and Brian Thompson, unfortunately, is out of eligibility, there's some guys coming in. There's Mel Constoval, there's Jake Smith, and there's Xavier Guillory right now. What's kind of the feeling in the wide receiver room specifically? Have you had a chance to talk to those new guys coming in yet?
Actually, I haven't had a chance to talk to those new guys yet. I'm going to reach out to them on Sunday too when I see them in person. But like I said, it's competition. I love competition. It makes me thrive more. So I'm ready really just for spring ball. That, like I said, I deserve a role in those offense regardless of whether they see me starting or not. I told them that I deserve the ball.
You definitely showed it last year, and you were able to get lots of opportunities. Brad Denny actually compared you to a longtime Sun Devil, Gary Chambers, because it felt like every time he caught the football, it was going to be a first down. And that definitely feels like a very important factor that you're able to contribute. Looking forward to the season, do you have any personal goals for yourself that you're looking at? Any statistics that stand out or anything like that?
Yeah, personally, again, the spring ball and fall camp, just hold on to it. Never really lose lose league wise. I'm looking at something around like 800 to 1,000 yards. On there. I really just want to put up enough stats and build off the year I had in order for me to get to the end specifically. But like I said, really just I want to have a really solid year. Hopefully over 1,000 touchdowns type of thing. But
looking at the guys, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I just want to, like I said, compete and hopefully we're in the Rose Bowl this year because, like I said, we all believe in the quick turnaround of the team.
We would love nothing more than a Rose Bowl. I want to see us win a Rose Bowl before I die. So that's my fingers crossed. You guys get us there. I'm here for it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. looking at the guys who are still on the roster from last year, mainly the guys who contributed the most, like Elijah Badger and Jalen Conyers, what's it like to have those guys stay on the team with you? Obviously, those are your brothers, so I can imagine that that was a pretty good feeling when you knew that they were going to be joining you at ASU this year.
Yeah, no, it helps a lot too, and like want to stay here. You know, like I said, when it's people like Jalen or Elijah, or even some other people who stay, like Trent, or some people on the other side of the ball, long way, because like you said, we're pretty close and we already know each other. And we get along good, and at the same time, same mission in mind. Like, we want to turn this program around, so we're all gonna work together with the same, you know, just bring along the people who they brought in, and we all get on the same page quickly.
Final question for you. Taking a look at the quarterback position, Trenton Bourguet's back. That's huge. He was able to be a massive difference maker for you guys in the second half of the season. And it, like I said, it felt like the offense really kind of took off with him. But incoming Drew Pine transfer from Notre Dame, it's going to be an open competition for the quarterback position. How do you feel about that as the pass catcher for him, to know that you may not have any reps with the new quarterback coming in, or maybe Bourguet stays? What's kind of the mindset that goes through your head knowing there's a quarterback competition more than likely?
Yeah. For me, I feel like it's really a program. I feel like they brought in a bunch of different transfers, so I kind of feel like everybody's really going to be rotating and liking who they want to put where. But as far as QBs, I really even talked to the QB from Notre Dame, Drew, but like I already have connection. I get some rest with him just because we're already be on the same page. But hopefully, like I said, with the competition being open there, but I get rest with all the QBs. And like I said, we just put the best people on the field for us the best to see.
That's what I like to hear. Any final words for Sun Devil fans before we get out of here for you?
Really, just I appreciate you guys all for the support, and we're gonna be ready to rock for y'all this year. I'm gonna lead the Pac-12. Y'all.
That's what I like to hear. All right. Thank you so much, Bud, for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Guys, make sure that when you're tuning in, you're looking out for Sanders on the field, because more than likely he's getting that first down. That's just what he does. Until next time, though, you keep it locked right here on Locked On.